Peeps, I gotta ask the honest question. Why is everyone right now trying to make an extraction shooter? Today we're breaking down, of course, some new announcements. We most recently talked about Bungie's Marathon, which has faced, I would say, a lot of criticism and a lot of praise in what might be a divisive launch as of me recording. They have now actually entered into their closed alpha, so we're gonna see a lot of gameplay, a lot of reveals, and a lot more reactions on that extraction shooter. And then somehow at the same time, we have Embark Studios, who, by the way, made the finals, which I still think is one of the most underrated shooters on the market. Actually still consistently holds some pretty strong Steam concurrent player numbers. I believe anywhere from 20 to 40K concurrent, and that number dwindles and goes up and down, but having their release now, a couple years back, they're doing pretty well. And when it comes to their destruction and their actual utility in the game, the finals is a great game. It is a underrated game. And so Embark Studios now hopefully taking similar artwork and gameplay design from that game into an extraction shooter, which they have now announced called Arc Raiders. I'm actually pretty excited for this. We don't know too much though. They call it a multiplayer extraction adventure, and that's all they've given us, and a little bit of a sneak peek trailer. But of course, alongside those two, in the last year, we also saw some initial releases. We had Gray Zone Warfare doing their thing. Those trailers absolutely blowing up for the more military realism kind of style of gameplay. Big maps as well as an extraction shooter. But we also saw a bit of a different vibe with Delta Force out there, still doing very well, still pulling in top streamers. That's just 4. And I know I've missed some. If you guys want to leave some comments down below. And there are others out there that I did not mention that are also trying to currently make extraction shooters. So the question is, why? Why now, of all this time? How did these studios just decide, hey, you know what? We're not going to be making shooters anymore. We might dwindle in battle royales. That's a popular one right now too. But extraction shooters, that's the vibe, that's the meta we can take away from the giants in that space. Because your top dog right now is still clearly Escape from Tarkov. Every time an extraction comes out or is released or is even just announced, people say, hey, nobody wants to try and compete with Tarkov directly. They're going to make their own casual version of this, as have most of these games done. In my opinion, I don't think it's the wrong move. I'm not a studio, I can't decide for them, but it's been said by all of the top extraction shooter streamers out there, especially as of late. Shroud has mentioned this on a rant, Dr. Lupo and many others have concurred that people don't want to try and beat Tarkov because it's too risky of a business model.
Like the epitome of what happens every single time. You come in, whether you're a AAA dev or an indie or whatever, you try to come into an extraction game and you try to make it and you try to remove the friction. There's a lot of friction in a game like Tarkov. There's a lot of like complexity and things that might not want you to open up the game ever. Hundreds of bullet types, thousands of individual items, quests that don't tell you at all where to go. No map. I mean, the weapon attachment system is like, what am I doing? Right? So much friction. There's so much friction to play Tarkov. Most people don't even open that game. But that friction is what makes the game so popular to its core audience. So it's weird. You come in, you're a new dev or a AAA dev, whatever, and you want to remove the friction, great. You remove the friction, the game is smooth, the game's easy to play, anyone could just click play and just be right in it. But they only play for a couple weeks or a month, and then they're like, well, there's nothing left to learn. Well, yeah, that's because you just removed all the friction.
But they do want to try their own version of an extraction shooter to appeal to the more casual types, the arena shooters, the MOBA, the shooter fans like ourselves, to try and pull us over. You know, it might not be as hardcore as Escape from Tarkov, because I personally don't really want that. I'm sure some people do, and that's what Tarkov is for. but clearly some studios out there see an opening of like, we can do this a bit better and tailor it to casuals and still pull in a decent player base and maybe not charge a full price, but charge some price and see how this goes. But it's just wild because I've never been a big extraction shooter kind of guy, but now all of a sudden you have 4, 5, 6 different studios trying to do the same thing. They all have great artwork, in my opinion, and really good trailers. And I'm like, maybe do I decide to join the genre? Which after speaking with a few of these guys, I had a chance to go test the marathon early at Bungie Studios. When you find out these are all Destiny players or Tarkov players or very hardcore extraction shooter peeps, they're a different breed of gamer. Like they are very much hardcore. So I don't know if I can compete with that, but it seems that everyone and their mom right now is trying to make an extraction shooter. So I'm pretty excited. So are you guys playing any of these? Which ones are you excited about? Which ones are you not so excited about? But for me personally, after all of this, I am excited to see Marathon and how this goes. But now I'm really excited to see how someone like Embark behind the finals can entangle some of those finals materials and bring it to an extraction shooter, because I think they figured out a formula with the finals. And if they want to make this a universe of genres, I really do like it. I think they have potential. That's what everyone has nowadays. They have potential until they don't. So what do you guys think about everyone making an extraction shooter? Till next time, hope you guys all enjoy. We'll see you back here sometime soon with more gaming news. Until then, take care.